I've got a fever, and the only cure is more StarCraft 2. So luckily, here we are on Daybreak, and in the blue at the bottom of the map, representing Team Evil Geniuses starting things off, it is EG.DeMusliM. And up at the top right, leading off for Team Liquid, it is none other than our Zerg player, Liquid Sheth.
Why don't we have Christopher Walken guest commentate with us? Because
that would be really cool, man.
Would be awesome. Could you imagine him guest commentating? So
it would be. I can't do a very good Christopher Walken impression, so I'm not going to try.
SCVs.
Oh, the Zerg over here.
It's a Zerg. Up here is purple and things.
Man, we are just terrible at that.
That was awful.
If Christopher Walken is a StarCraft 2 fan, he's not anymore.
Yeah,
Sorry
no, we
about
actually just turned him off and lost any legitimate shot of the sponsorship here. No,
it's like, I hate those guys on IPL.
I'd actually be okay with that if he just knew who I was. So
that'd be cool too.
Yes.
That'd be cool too.
All right, Daybreak is the map, TVZ is the matchup, EG.DeMusliM versus Sheth to kick things off. And EG.DeMuslim's been a guy who's actually been leading off for Evil Geniuses lately. In fact, I think Sheth, I know he led off winners round 2. I'm not sure about the first round of the tournament, though.
Yeah, I don't know. EG.DeMusliM, though, he's got such a cool style. I mean, he loves to just drop everywhere. He's super, super aggressive. In this matchup, I think he's got good TVZ. He's also just a good all-around player, too, so it makes sense that Evil Geniuses would send him out first. And this is kind of a nice, big map that doesn't necessarily favor any particular race, so in that case, it's going to just be a nice, good, even game. We're going to get to see the skill of the players. And, yeah, it should be a great match. Looks like Hatch first for Sheth. Not too surprising there.
Yeah, and it looks like EG.DeMusliM has actually been bypassing gas this entire time, so opting for some sort of one-racks gasless FE. And Drone's going to get up there and see that here in just a second, though. He does sneak his way into the base and starts to go to town on the SUV.
That's right. Those are, I mean, if you look at that, they've got like giant claws, man. I mean, drones look like not dangerous, but think about actually being attacked by a drone. I think I'd be pretty scared. Honestly. Oh, nice little block with the supply depot there.
Yeah, very nice. Just disrupting his opponent a little bit. And look at that. EG.DeMusliM throws down gas just very, very late, of course. And back on Sheth's side of things, just his spawning pool coming up. Not really too much else to report. There's a gas as well, and he's saving up for those queens.
That is absolutely correct. SCV doing some scouting. He's going to go check to see if maybe there's some sort of relief. No, never mind. He's just taking that bottom scouting path. For some reason, I thought it was like ZVP for a second, and that was a Protoss player scouting for a super fast third. But that would also be too early for that matchup, so I'm just completely off base. Watch out for that antenna, Overlord.
Is he ready to run in?
He was,
oh, no!
It was close, man.
Oh,
and if you hit that thing, you never know. You might like spiral right down into the fan there. That would not be fun.
I always find that funny. I wish those would like speed up and just suck the Overlord into it after a while.
Like, Terran player can just click on it and hit S for speed up fan. Suck the Overlords in.
Yeah, that's the next set of upgrades from the command center.
That's right. You need to have like booby traps on maps that players can activate on other players, you know? Like have like a Marine shoot like a jar of like flaming something to fall in like a patch of oil on the ground and like burn Zerglings and things.
That sounds so horrendously imbalanced that I'm totally in favor of it.
Well, the Zergs could have like pit traps and things like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting way ahead of myself. I don't know how traps.
Hey, that expansion doesn't come out for a long time. Man.
That's true. That's true. The trap add-on. Yeah. So
well,
it looks like it's, Reactor and Hellions for him. And he's going to put a little pressure on here too with these Marines and an SCV as well.
Yeah, picks off one Zergling there. The Spinecrawler is going to deter most other harassment in a bit. Another Zergling goes down. This Queen has really got to watch itself, though. She gets herself off creep. That would end in a little bit of disaster. EG.DeMusliM still poking up. That Spinecrawler just about to finish up in a couple of seconds as 2 more barracks are on the way for EG.DeMusliM as well.
You know, I gotta say, is a little bit of disaster any like better than a lot of disaster? I mean, it's still a disaster.
No, it's considerably better. I mean, your deductible is way lower with a little bit of a disaster.
I didn't know we were quantifying disaster here, so
insurance companies sure try their best to do so. So I'm taking after them.
Can't disagree with you there. So, yeah, engineering bay on the way as well for EG.DeMusliM, so he's going to be able to go for some pretty quick bio upgrades. He does like to do that. Likes to go for bioplane. A lot of matchups, but especially TVZ. In the meantime, Sheth getting his Evo chamber up. Zergling speed is almost done. And let me see, still on just 1 gas right now. All right, so not going to be any sort of super quick lair for Sheth or anything like that.
No,
in fact, he's not even mining gas at the moment.
No, he is not. All right, let's see here, though. Zergling speed just finishing up now. +1 weapons just started for DeMusliM as well. There's our friendly evolution chamber. And yes, Sheth is going back to gas mining. We'll see if he adds any more extractors here in a second. He is droning up quite a bit, very reminiscent of his teammate Rhett, the guy who loves playing the game of drones. Let's see here now. Sheth, a couple of queens out as well. 6 more drones actually coming out at the moment.
Yeah, well, he knows he's got a little bit of time to drone up, you know, especially seeing just one Hellion. Although seeing just that one singular Hellion there should let him know that something's going on back at DeMusliM's base. Okay, sees a few more now. That's a little bit more normal. If I was a Zerg player, I'd be very suspicious only seeing one Hellion. And, yeah, DeMusliM is spending a lot of stuff on things that are not Hellions, getting a lot of Marines, getting that +1 weapon for his bio units as well. So Sheth should have a pretty good idea of what's going on, even if he hasn't quite seen it himself yet. He's got an Overlord in position to scout as well, so as soon as he feels the need, he can fly in there, try to get a view of what DeMusliM is doing right now.
All right, well, DeMusliM's got a few Hellions around the outside. I love how Spine Crawlers, when something just enters a range but not long enough for the Spine Crawler to attack, they just shift at it as if to say, hey, 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 hey.
Siege tanks do that too. They're like, don't make me use this.
And we have a macro hatch coming up. There's 4 gas now for Sheth as he's moving over to a Baneling Nest, and Layer's about to finish in just a bit.
Yeah, he's going to go for that pretty heavy 2-base play here. Doesn't have enough quite yet for a Spire, although he should have just enough for when Lair finishes up, so nice timing there. And he also has, of course, the option to make Banelings too if he feels like he's under a lot of pressure. But I think we're going to see him go into Spire play. He's already got that +1 Carapace on the way for his ground units as well. So pretty standard stuff coming out for Sheth. Got the macro hatch going as well. It's very safe standard 2-base play.
And there's actually, let's see, we have Carapace, we have Burrow, we have Baneling Speed, and
Speed right away.
Drones on the way right now. It's going to put him up to 57 in just a second. And I was about to say, you know, when you were suspecting Spire was going to come up, which I was too, it felt very Leenock-esque, but 6 Overlords on the way now. DeMusliM actually putting up his next command center, so he is starting to gear in for the long run now.
Yep, that's right, and he's going to rely mostly on bio for this part of the game. That's pretty common for Terran players to do right now. They can just move out with Marines and Medevacs, just be kind of really aggressive in the mid-game and then still stay safe at home. And if they're able to do that, that sets them up for a really strong later game push once they add in the tanks. So DeMusliM playing kind of the good, modern, popular style of Terran versus Zerg these days. I'm a little bit surprised that we don't have a Spire yet from Sheth. He's going to need to defend against us, but he's got a lot of gas saved up. I wonder what he's going to use that for.
2 attacks going on at once right now. DeMuslim's going through the front, but Sheth is actually making his way with the, actually the supply depot while he just bursted right through it. Here comes DeMusliM through the front, though. There's a couple of Baneling centers sitting in the back, but 10 more are morphing in at the moment. That's what Sheth is going to need to defend here. And already we started with quite a bit of action going on. DeMusliM crashing his way through the front. Finally, Sheth is forced to retreat from his opponent's base, but he is way up in supply right now. Couple of very nice Baneling hits. Here come the rest of the Zerglings as well, and DeMusliM gets his cleaned up GG's right away, and Liquid Sheth has taken game number 1 now for Team Liquid.
Yeah, I'm going to be wondering all day what that gas is being saved up for Sheth, but maybe an infestation bit. But either way, he doesn't need it.